And then the process of loving Chacahua, having Chacahua loving me. Chacahua challenges you. It's this massive, because it's massive like energy vortex. Again, if it's like this bubble, like this almost dimensional shift, you have no COVID. It's a different life. I mean, like, and I'm not going to say it's normal because I don't like this word somehow, in the sense that you can do whatever you want as long as you don't bother people, you respect their space, and it's a free world.
And there's no masks here. You can just walk anywhere you want to go
absolutely.
into. Yeah, so it's like, feels like it's cut off from. Cut off is probably not the right answer, but from the rest of the world, there is this sort of like magical bubble here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only stress that you get here is the stress which is brought by other people, who comes with this energy and takes maybe a couple of days or something to settle, because Chacahua also does that. But like in a year, more than a year now, you have no official case of COVID, and people are coming and going all the time. So they closed the village for 3 months last year during the rainy season. I wasn't there here. I arrived late in August. And the funny thing is, like, I don't know when it was, maybe November or something, they were about to close the beaches and stuff in Puerto Escondido, La Zicatela, very touristy, Mazunte, and all this. And so here they try to implement the mask. But like basically, what happened is like it worked for half a day, and then no one put their mask.
Right.
So it was funny. No, I mean, it cannot work this way here, because again, it's conditioning. People, most people don't have television, they don't watch, don't have this brainwashing of seeing like numbers of dead people, like, oh, it's in every mouth. So again, if you talk of something all the time, of course you're going to manifest it.
Yes, of course. It's always there, right?
Energy, yeah, and it's energy coming out of your mouth. I mean, it's manifesting. If you talk about getting sick or not getting sick, or these people getting sick, and all the time, for sure you're going to manifest it. Mm-hmm. And here it doesn't happen, because it's all about connecting with nature, the elements.
And with Chacahua, you were saying that, I mean, this place first off has a big Afro-Mexican community, is that correct?
Yeah, true, it's the only one in Mexico.
But also, what comes with that? You're talking about the witchcraft as well.
That's shortly after I first arrived in Chacahua, I had thought, felt, debated about spirits and bad spirits, and again, for me, it was everything love and beautiful, and it was very hard for my heart, I guess, like to conceive of bad spirits, and like, and yet it never felt so real when I had my own experience. At the time, I was very much into Carlos Castaneda, as I told you, and doing the Pases Mágicos, and getting into that because I'd had some indirect experiences with that. But long story cut short, I mean, like, I've had my own experience about understanding feeling that it's a place of witchcraft, because there is something surreal to it. There is, I mean, officially, well, it is known that you have people that do incantations in the rocks on the other side. You have stories, locals, or many locals have stories of spirits and ghosts and entities protecting the place. Mm-hmm. Visions, and we're not talking about like psychedelic experiences at all. But basically, beyond all these stories, the idea that I had my own experience, I'm not going to tell the whole story, it would be too long, but I've had people like casting spells at me. It can be done, and Chacahua is so strong, the energy as a channel, that it facilitates this process, because again, magic works when we break we break down time and space. So it gets to these kind of things where it's another world, another dimension. And again, Chacahua is this culture. Witchcraft, because you have this strong African background, and with voodoo, and it's no secret here that You have lots of brujas, I mean, really people with really dark. We are talking about this darkness to Mexico, to Chacahua. And again, it doesn't have to be negative. We have light, we have darkness, same and equal amount. But like, again, Mexico and especially Chacahua is this kind of places they make you work on the shadows. And it's deep, and magic is part of the process. Well, we all thrive, I mean, we all live for magic. I mean, when we were kids, and so we don't want to lose focus on the idea to see the world through the eyes of a child. We shouldn't lose the magic to life. And magic is, well, basically, you also have, okay, for me, there are two different things. You have people casting spells, and you have magic also can be, you know, witchcraft can be working with plants and stuff. I mean, or shamanism doesn't have to be so far-fetched. But here you have a very special, profound, dark energy in Chacahua. But I mean, dark means light, means the same amount. If you overcome, if you face your own darkness in the end, well, Chacahua supports you with this amazing equal amount of light.
Wow.
And
the two sides are here are very balanced with one another.
It can be, depends on how to work on the mind, because Chacahua is since it breaks time and space, or the perception, we talk about it later, of like also the moon, the sun living with that. Well, basically, it also breaks the mind, because all about time and space. Well, anyway. But like basically, from that moment, you're more perceptive, you're more intuitive, and I'm not saying it's something necessarily easy, but again, worthwhile to connect with this energy, since we channel all the time.